South Africa's President Jacob Zuma has been named the head of the African Union mission to Burundi. AU Chair Idriss Deby says that's a strategic decision given Zuma's past peacemaking efforts in Burundi. The team will be going into the country on Thursday. Again, here's Chala with more.
The African Union will be relying heavily on Jacob Zuma in the next 2 days. Of the 5 presidents going into Burundi, the South African leader is seen to have the strongest grasp of the issues. Zuma was one of the negotiators of the Arusha Accord. That is the ceasefire deal signed in 2003. It is that deal President Pierre Nkurunziza was accused of breaching when he ran for a 3rd term. The AU is confident the theme will persuade Nkurunziza to the negotiating table. It is less sure about persuading him to allow AU peacekeepers into the country. At last month's AU summit, Zuma was actually among the leaders who opposed the deployment. Even if Nkurunziza agrees, we understand the number would be far fewer than the 5,000 the AU previously proposed. Chala, CCTV, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Let's get you more now on that story. CCTV's Robert Nagila joins us live from Bujumbura. Robert, how much confidence is there in Burundi that this AU delegation will get to the bottom of the crisis?
Well, thank you, Penina. I can tell you, just before we went on there, I had a very long conversation with Emi Chamitwe, Burundi's foreign minister. Now, his position, that of the government, is that the worst of the crisis is over. As far as they're concerned, they believe that they're well on their way now towards a dialogue, and that we saw being set up on Monday when UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon was here in Bujumbura. Now, we've got 5 presidents, as my colleague Gurum has said. Already the president of Mauritania arrived about an hour ago. We're expecting South African President Jacob Zuma and the remaining leaders tomorrow. Now, Nyamitwe also made one thing very, very clear, that these talks are basically about putting together a framework for this inclusive dialogue that we've been hearing since that meeting between President Pierre Nkurunziza and Ban Ki-moon, the UN Secretary General. He says that not on the agenda is talk of peacekeepers. He says that issue, as far as they are concerned, is already out of the window. The African Union heads of state in January ruled that out, and he says that they're not even considering that on the table this time around. What they're really looking at is putting together a framework for this inclusive talks between the government, the opposition, civil society, and other stakeholders to try and come up with a political solution for the crisis that has plagued Burundi over the last 9-10 months. Penina?
So, Robert, you've spent some time in Burundi now. How do ordinary people there feel about this ongoing crisis?
Well, that's an interesting question, Penina. Anyone who's not been to Burundi, who's been reading the papers and listening to a lot of the reports coming from the media, will think that this is actually a war zone. We've been hearing talk of genocide. We've been hearing talk of people fleeing all over the place, businesses shut. However, I can tell you that on the ground, everything appears normal. It's actually business as usual. There's traffic on the streets, businesses are open, government offices are open, providing services to the people. Of course, the economy has taken a huge beating during this 9 months when this political crisis has been occurring. However, what you do experience is the sporadic attacks that we've been reporting over the last couple of months, and they seem to happen or occur in the neighborhoods that predominantly participated in the protests earlier on, and as the markets within the central business district. However, as soon as these attacks happen, about an hour or 2 later, after everything has been cleared out, it's back to normal again. Businesses are open again, people are going about their way of life, and this is also really a concern. Speaking to Nyamitwe, he told me that they do not want people to get used to that as a reality, because then that says that there is a problem, and they're trying to resolve that situation as quick as possible through this political dialogue, political process that will kick off on Friday. Penina?
All right, Robert Nagila live there in Bujumbura. Thank you, Robert.